At 10:10 a.m. this morning, our university police received a call about a student here at Mississippi State who was in the vicinity of our drill field, our quadrangle, and he was threatening suicide, and he was also overtly threatening to harm other students or other people on our campus. So our police department reacted immediately and went directly with all units as a potential shooter, was what was made known to us as a university. We immediately notified our campus community with our alert system. We call it our Maroon Alert System here. That went out to all of our students and all of our faculty and staff here on the campus. That happened immediately when we were notified about this potential situation. Well, again, call came into our police department at approximately 10:10. All units were to the vicinity where that student had been mentioned where he was located. He was apprehended at 10:26 in one of our buildings right there on the drill field. So very quick response by our police department. You heard mention of others who responded here in the community. We're so thankful of the support that we have from all of our law enforcement community officials here in this community. But again, the call came in, swift action was taken by our police. Again, the threat came in as a student who was threatening suicide and potentially someone who might shoot and harm others. The good news in all of this, if there is any good news in a situation like this, no weapon at all, no shots were fired. There have been no shots fired on our campus today. No one is injured as a result of this. So that's where we are at the moment, and I just want to say that we take these kind of calls and these type of situations extremely seriously here at Mississippi State. Safety of our students is paramount. It's the number one responsibility that I have, that our university has, is the safety and the well-being of our students, our faculty, and our staff. So again, I was very pleased at the very quick, immediate response of our university police and all of our other law enforcement agencies who've helped us in this situation. And I have with me the chief of our police, Chief Vance Rice, and he's available here to also make any other statements or provide any other facts. Chief Rice.
Yes, this morning at 10:10 we received a call from an office in Jackson, which this time I can't identify the office, that reported to us that they were on the phone with a caller that was on the drill field here at Mississippi State University, and the subject was threatening both homicide and suicide. At that time, all officers immediately responded to the area, and which the subject had, he had left the area at that point and gone to another building. It did take us a few minutes to locate the subject, but at 10:26 we did locate him. He was taken into custody without any incident. He did not have a weapon on him at the time, and there were no shots ever fired by him or anyone else.
One thing I would like to add to this is that we have already notified our campus that there's all clear on our campus, that our campus is safe, and it's our intention to get back to business as normal here as quickly as we can. And classes are scheduled to resume here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is an unfortunate situation, and I think we've dealt with it in a very professional manner, in a way that is in keeping of our responsibility, again, to the safety of all of our students and faculty and staff at Mississippi State. So I did want to let you know that we're back to business as normal here at Mississippi State. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. All right, one issue that I want to address with you on the record. I've had a lot of inquiries from the national media about this. So why did Mississippi State put out a maroon alert on a shooter? Why the use of the term shooter, particularly if no gun was recovered? As Dr. Keenum said, safety of our students, our faculty, our staff is our primary job, when the university receives a credible threat, and there is a definition in our policy of credible threat, when we receive that, the Maroon Alert process kicks in. Our Division of Student Affairs, our MSU Police Department, those procedures go into effect immediately. We don't wait around for a student or a staffer or a faculty member to be injured. We implement the policy as soon as that threat is recognized. I think every entity and agency of this size deals with it on that basis, and that's certainly why we did as well. Now, both Dr. Keenum and Chief Rice have shared with you what we can share at this time based on the fact that we have an ongoing investigation. I will take questions if there are points of clarity that you need to try to address. Are there questions?
Said no shots fired, nobody, quick arrest. Tell us, have you talked with the chief to find out if they're going to be changing times? Security, did you talk about that? What's going to happen?
Well, good question. And we have a new vice president for student affairs, and with that position, Dr. Regina Hyatt also becomes the incident commander of our crisis action team. Our crisis action team meets regularly, drills regularly, and with the introduction of Dr. Hyatt into this process, we are constantly upgrading our policies, procedures, and responses to threats just like this. We have a tabletop exercise scheduled within the next 40 days so that we can hone and sharpen our skills. But this is an eventuality that Mississippi State is prepared for because we drill monthly on how to react to this, because as Dr. Keenum says, the safety of our students, faculty, and staff is job one, will continue to be job one.
Let me ask you this. You said he was in custody. Was he facing any charges? Also, can you release his age?
Can't release his age at this time, but he is a freshman student from Madison. We will give you some additional details when law enforcement clears the release of that information.
But he will be charged with something?
Yes, we anticipate that law enforcement will charge him, but I can't speak directly to what those charges will be and what the venue of the charges will be.
Talking about the definition of the Maroon Alert, what's the definition of that phrase?
When we receive a credible threat that there is a possibility of harm to faculty, students, or staff, the process kicks in. Determining a credible threat is a function of law enforcement and of the crisis action team, but we are always going to err on the side of caution, just as parents err on the side of caution with their children. As an institution, we're going to err in the same way to try to keep everyone under our watch safe.
Mr. Salter, Pranav Jadhav from The Reflector. I wanted to ask you whether the Maroon Alert is going to be vividly described more accurately, because there were cases where some classrooms locked their doors, some facilities asked their students to get out into one lobby. So what were the safety conditions, and are they going to be more vividly described henceforth?
Well, we've drilled on shooter on campus for a long time. Now we've actually had that eventuality, or at least the strong threat of it, play out. Certainly we will review this incident and learn from it. We may adjust our policies in the future. I was actually in the classroom teaching when the alert went off, and I was very impressed with the calm of my students and the fact that they knew how to react and what to do. And the majority of students, there was some fear obviously, but the majority of students knew what to do, reacted well, handled this, and will return to class at 2 o'clock. Any other questions? Thank you so much for coming and helping us get the word out on this. We will continue to share information with you as we can. I anticipate a more complete press release being available in the 4 o'clock range. If you have additional questions, certainly most of you local folks I know have my contact information, or certainly call the Office of Public Affairs and we'll address your concerns. Thank you so much.